3 minutes. Liza, can you check Facebook? Are we live?
Not yet po. Yes, sir. Live na po.
We're live now. So we're on Facebook, right?
Yeah. Damit.
Very last minute. Ed?
Yes, sir. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. And welcome po sa ating webinar for today. Welcome to the first webinar in the series of the SME Probing Academy or the SMERA. Ito pong webinar na to is in partnership not just with the DTI Bataan, also with JCI Bataan and Inspire, brought to you by the local government unit of Balanga, of course, to the leadership of the Honorable Mayor Francis Garcia. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, and we hope that you will all learn with us for this afternoon so that all of us will be able to help each other para po sa ating patuloy na pagninegosyo at pagpapaunlad ng ating bayan. Magandang hapon at welcome po in behalf of the Mayor. Just a few rules and regulations po para sa ating webinar. For us to be able to experience the utmost efficiency of this webinar, we would like to kindly request the participants to please, as the speaker is doing the presentation, turn off muna po natin ang mga video. So there will be lesser, if not, wala po talagang lag. As for the audio, we kindly request na i-turn off din po natin so that we will not be heard, lalo na yung ating mga private conversations or mga sounds dyan po sa ating mga bahay. And for this time of the webinar, we would like to kindly introduce, of course, our partner from the Department of Trade and Industry in Bataan, our ever dependable at mula pa po nung kasimulang nakasama natin siya, ay talaga pong laging nandiyan para po tayo mabigyan ng serbisyo at tulong, lalo na po ang mga negosyo at ang mga consumers dito sa ating Bataan. The Provincial Director of DTI Bataan, Ms. Nelin Oxon Cabahog.
So thank you so much. Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. No, quite excited po ako dahil ito na po yung first of the 25 series na ating seminar under the SME Roving Academy. But before we go on, gusto ko sanang pasalamatan ang mga taong behind this seminar. Gusto kong pasalamatan unang-una ang City Government of Balanga sa pangunguna ng ating mahal na Mayor Francis. Thank you so much for accommodating us. Sir Khayr Alonto, yung ating pong SEDO, City Investment Promotion Officer. Yung ating pong partner ngayon, yung Inspire, at of course, yung ating JCI Bataan. So without you guys, hindi matutuloy itong ating SME Roving Academy online. So in the past years, ang SMERA po natin ay talagang merong physical na interaction. But because of this COVID, alam naman natin na lahat nag-go online. So sabi nga natin, kahit may COVID, kung walang COVID, pare-pareho lang ang mandate ng DTI natin para sa development ng ating micro, small, and enterprises. So ito na po, binibigay po namin sa inyo for free yung ating pong 25 na SME Roving Academy online, the series. And we hope na yung ating mga micro entrepreneurs will learn a lot from it. So this will be from today, June 8 up to September 16. So it's been a long way. At iba't ibang aspeto ng pagnegosyo ang ating itatackle. So we hope na all of you, our micro and small entrepreneurs, laging stay tuned, lagi po kayong mag-lag sa aming webinars nang sa ganun po, lalo pa kayong makapacitate, lalo po kayong matuto as far as negosyo is concerned. So we hope na tapusin po ninyo itong ating 2 hours and we hope to answer your questions and we hope na at the end of the day, kayo naman po ay makakaroon ng dagdag na kaalaman as far as yung ating mga seminar is concerned. Maraming pong salamat and stay tuned po sa ating seminar. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Nelin. So you have heard po meron po tayong 25 na mga webinars at stake this year. So we kindly invite everyone to please search, like and follow the Facebook page of Invest Balanga. At doon nyo po makikita ang mga advertisements, lalo na po mga schedules natin para sa mga susunod na webinar. So with that, I'll now be introducing our speaker for today. Of course, ang ating masipag na Department Head ng City Economic Investment and Development Office. He is also the Local Economic Investment Promotion Officer. He is the Charter President of JCI Bataan. And he's also with us because he is a KMME mentor of the DTI and Go Negosyo, which is called Kapatid Mentor Me program. He is an MBA graduate of the AIM or Asian Institute of Management, a UANP Agribusiness Executive, DLSU AB Psychology graduate with 2 decades of work experience. He's also an entrepreneur and a consultant. Without further ado, we'd like to welcome for this webinar, Mr. Abul Khayr Alonto II.
Thank you, Edmer, for that warm welcome. Thank you, Ma'am Nelin, for that for those opening remarks. And we are also equally very excited po para sa ating SME Roving Academy this year. So pinagdadasal ko po na ma-deliver namin to ng maayos kasi marami po tayong limitations and I have my fingers crossed na hindi po tayo mag-experience ng brownout in the next few hours. No? Pero hopefully our bandwidth can provide and we will be able to deliver this session and the rest of the sessions of our SME Roving Academy. So in behalf of Mayor Francis Garcia, thank you po for this collaboration. I am just told that the president of Inspire, si Harold Macapagal po, was called to an urgent meeting, so he cannot be present this afternoon, but he has staff on the call right now listening to our presentation po, ma'am. So to our attendees, good afternoon to everyone. You might be wondering why did we choose this topic to be the first of our webinar series, because ito po ang gagamitin natin for the rest of the SME Roving Academy this year. We will be using a web conference platform for our learning sessions. So as requested by Edma earlier, we will ask everyone to put their microphones muna on mute while there is a speaker talking. We will have a chat function naman po within Zoom where you can ask questions, and we also have Facebook Live. We're actually live right now on Facebook at Invest in the City of Balanga, and our friend Liza Alcantara will be the one taking down the questions, and we will have a portion for Q&A later.
So yun po, the Q&A will be later. Paki-note lang po yung inyong mga questions. You can already post it at chat room and we'll be capturing it after the presentation of Sir Kerry. We'll be raising the questions. But for now, we'd like to invite everyone to give a moment of silence and pray with us as we thank the Lord for this afternoon. Lord, maraming salamat po sa hapon na ito at kami po ay nagkatipon-tipon. Bagaman ito ay online, kami po ay nagdarasal sa inyo na naway patnubayan niyo kami at maintindihan namin ng lubusan ang discussion sa webinar na ito. Ganon din po, pinagdarasal namin na sana po ay magamit namin ito sa aming pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan, lalo sa pagninegosyo. At sa parang iyon, kami po ay lalong makapaglingkod sa inyo at makapagbigay ng serbisyo sa aming mga kapwa, lalo na po sa mga nangangailangan sa panahong ito. We give glory and praises to you, Lord, despite the difficult times. We are here, we are able to serve each and every one. All glory is to you, Lord, and for whatever good that will come from this webinar, the benefits to the people, we raise the glory to you, Lord. And this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. So now we turn over the floor again to our speaker, Mr. Alonto.
Thank you, Edmer. So thank you for that introduction you gave me earlier. No, I'm quite humbled, but now I'll turn the floor also to our audience. So we've heard from Ma'am Nelin. For our office, the City Economic Investment Development Office, we have 3 other people on my team here. So we have Edmer Fabian. We also have Glyza Alcantara. And we have Reynaldo Guevara. So we're all here to support you in the next few hours to discuss our topic, which is web conferencing for MSMEs. I would like to invite everyone to briefly just introduce yourself to the rest of the class or to the rest of the members of this Zoom call. So if I could call on Mr. Jonathan, I will unmute your mic. Just please introduce yourself to us.
Hi, I'm Jonathan O'Connor, owner of Jana's Home Food Products from Samal, Bataan. Thank you for this opportunity to be part of the first webinar of SMERA.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
How about Miss Jenaline Flores?
Good afternoon po.
Yes, Miss Jenaline, can you briefly give us an introduction? What is your business and what do you expect for the next? Ano pong expectations natin sa susunod na mga Dalawang oras.
Hello po, good afternoon. I'm Miss Jenaline Flores po, owner po ng Consundi Flores Takoyaki Stall.
Oh,
Opo, ang in-expect ko po yung marami po akong matututunan sa seminar na ito. Thank you po sa webinar na ginawa para po sa aming mga business owner.
thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. Welcome to the call. How about this guy, our president of JCI Bataan, the 2020 president of JCI Bataan, none other than Pres BJ Banson.
Hello po, magandang hapon. Ako po si BJ Banzon, nagtatrabaho po ako sa isang construction company. At ayan, nasabi na po ni Pres Kerry na ako po ngayon yung 2020 president ng JCI Bataan. So nagagalak po ako na makasama kayo ngayon sa hapong ito. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Welcome, Pres BJ. Thank you for that. Can we hear from Mr. Serge?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Serge Banson Dispo from Terrace Cafe. Ina-expect po namin na matutunan yung mga information paano pa palago yung mga negosyo namin ng mga nag-i-start ng mga micro and small businesses. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will definitely do our best. We also have our friends from government. Ma'am Ronette, okay lang po ba? Or Miss Jen?
Hello.
Hello, Ma'am Ronette.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm Miss Ronette Santos from the City Government of Balanga. Actually, lurkers lang ako eh. Joke lang. Hindi. In-observe ko din kung ano po yung pwedeng maitulong ng City Government in terms of mga online platform pagdating sa business. So, kung ano po yung makita kong pwede namin maging initiative pa sa side ng City Government, willing naman po magbigay ng support ang City. Definitely sa support din po ng aming Chief Executive, Mayor Francis.
Thank you, Ma'am Ronette. Thank you for that. Definitely we will want to think of solutions that we can provide to the community po, no? And this is definitely one of those solutions, ito pong web conferencing. We have someone we have Sir Peter Pilar. Can we get an introduction, sir?
Peter Pilar po, owner of Odo Nuts po, an online selling page po.
Here in Bataan po, sir.
Yes po.
Okay. Welcome to the call, sir. Thank you for that. We have Miss Susan.
Hello, good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Salamat po sa mga nag-initiate ng series of training sa seminar ito na sigurado makaka-adapt tayo sa new normal.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, thank you definitely to the DTI for the SME Roving Academy through Ma'am Nelin, our provincial director. We'll try our best that for the next 25 sessions, these will all be useful sessions that you can use in the running of your business. We also have Miss Regina Brown. Can I unmute your mic?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon po.
Yes.
Yes, Regina Brown po, owner po ng Regi Baby Products. And thank you for inviting us po dito sa web seminar na to.
You're welcome po. That's in Balanga po or where in Bataan po?
Yes po.
Balanga po kayo?
Balanga po, sa Kupang din po, sir.
Kupang. Welcome to the
Yes
call,
po.
ma'am. I'm trying to get everyone I can see here. No? So we have Miss Priscilla. Sorry. Can I unmute your mic?
Yes, hello po.
Hello.
I'm Priscilla Manguera from Binukawan, Bagak, Bataan.
Yes. So you're from Bagak po.
Yes po.
What do you expect po for the
food
next 2
product
hours?
po kami.
Anong food products po, ma'am?
Cashew nuts, peanut butter, pure cashew butter po ang product namin.
Okay, that's great. So hopefully we'll pick up some useful information, no, sa sa ating session na yung hapon.
Opo.
So with that, we are going to try to take a survey. So if you will notice po, itong survey po na ilo-launch ko, this is through Zoom. So actually medyo na-advance yung aking itong part of the learning session, pero we'll take a poll po just to get an idea how everyone is when it comes to web conferencing. So I'm going to launch it right now. It should appear on your screens. So doon po sa mga screen niyo, either sa laptop or sa inyong telepono, makikita niyo po yung mga tanong. And it should be there right now. Can you see it, Ed? Just to be sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's there.
Okay. So we have the first question. Have you registered for a web conference account? You just choose yes, no, or I am thinking about it. If you answered yes, is it a basic account or is it an advanced account or NA for not applicable? And then third question, how many people in your team do you regularly meet? So doon po sa inyong opisina or sa inyong kumpanya, ilan po bang tao ang madalas nyong makausap or meet? Hindi po conversation, pero talagang meeting po.
Yes, sir. For the benefit of our participants, they can actually use their mouse na masasagutan po siya mismong dyan po sa ating screen.
Yes. So dyan po sa inyong screen, pwede nyo na pong gamitin yung, pwede nyo pong pindutin sa phone niyo or sa inyong laptop through your cursor and your mouse. So we also want to know how many of us here today are owners or top executives or managers or even consultants or freelancers. And then, although sinagot nyo na rin po ito sa pag-register nyo just for the purpose of this learning session. Right now, we would like to know ano pong industriya nyo. And also what device you are using right now. So either laptop, smartphone, or an Apple device. So baka po kasi may mga tanong kayo later. Right now, I'm using a Mac. I think Edmer is on a PC. So baka meron po tayong mga questions that the two of us will have to help each other out in answering. Kasi baka iba po yung appearance ng Zoom sa akin compared po sa kay Edmer. And then compared also sa cellphone. That's why Liza is on an iPhone right now.
Sir, excuse me, apologies.
Yes.
May mga participants din sa lobby. Thank you.
Wait. How do I get oops.
So again, while Sir Kerry is also allowing some of our participants to go inside the webinar, we'd like to tell our participants inside na po na you can use even the cell phone. We have checked na po with Liza. So kahit po sa cellphone, nasasagutan na po yung survey po natin. Sir Kerry?
Wait, I'm trying to, I'll have to stop the share, no? So I'll just temporarily stop sharing so I can let in the others. Just let me know later, Edmer, while I'm screen sharing if there's someone who's in the lobby. Okay, so has everyone answered the poll? So I think we have enough answers already. So just to share what I am able to see here, no? So 85% have registered for a web account already. So for a web conference account. So most of our participants right now are already registered. And some have already paid for their subscription, but almost 50% have not yet paid for their subscription. So in terms of how many people they regularly meet, 31% said they meet 1 to 2 people regularly. 31% said they meet 3 to 4 people. And then 15% said they meet 8 to 10 people regularly. And then we have 14% who meet about 20 people every week on a regular basis. So we have 57% owners in the call right now. Sorry, 60%. And then we have top executive also at 7%. We have 2 who are managers and then 3 who are subordinates in the call. Most of our participants today are from the food and beverage industry, 40%. We have 20% from manufacturing. We also have an ICT company. And we have 27% from government. So mukhang kami na yun. The ones facilitating the call. And then for our devices, I think most are on Android or PC. So we have 40% on laptop PC, 27% on smartphone Android. So we'll try our best to answer your questions later. And if there are technical difficulties on the use of Zoom, we have Edmer there on a laptop PC. And then we'll see if we can try to answer the questions if there's any issues on smartphone or for an Android smartphone. Thank you for doing that. Actually, I can share the results. There, sorry, my bad. So there, these are our results for this first poll. So we're going to take another poll later, and then we also have our feedback form at the end of this session. So imagine this poll. If you're doing this for your business, you can create a poll within a Zoom call for your employees or for your fellow managers. You can ask them certain things that you need decisions on, and you can use the Zoom platform to document through a survey like this. So napaka-convenient po. Yun po maganda sa mga ICT companies sa katulad ng Zoom. They're able to come up with innovations that we can use in our businesses very easily. So we're talking about meetings, no? So just to dive into our topic right now. So it's about web conferencing. So we're talking about meetings. I'm not sure if you've seen this meme. Pag meeting daw po, kung walang pagkain, email na lang daw yan. Huwag na raw kayo mag-meeting. Pero kasi po, that could have been true a few months ago. Pero na yun po, nandito tayo sa ating pandemic. Definitely hindi po lahat makakapag-meet ng face-to-face. So we're gonna try to use the available technologies like Zoom on how we can continue meeting our employees without actually meeting face-to-face. But you have to ask also yourself as bilang managers po, bilang owners ng businesses, do you even have to hold a meeting? So this is a framework that was shared to us, or that was shared with me by Harold Macapagal of Inspire. He got it from the book Every Meeting Matters by the Harvard Business Review. This is a framework that we can apply. And just for the benefit of everyone, we've asked everyone to take down notes. Pwede po kayo mag-notes na yun. Pwede po kayo mag-screenshot. Pero mamaya po actually we'll provide this information din to you on a soft copy. So if you look at this framework, tatanungin nyo po sarili nyo kung kayo po ay magpaplano mag-call ng meeting, na pag-isipan nyo na po ba ang problema o ang decision na kailangan gawin. So kung yes, you can move on to the next step. Pero kung hindi pa po ito na himay at your own level as bilang owner or manager, maybe you should schedule muna give time to do strategic thinking or strategic planning. If you will then need outside input from your team or from your fellow managers to do progress, you can proceed to have a meeting. If you don't need other people to do your action or to make a decision, wag na kayo mag-meeting. Just do the work. Kaya po, pag nakita niyo yung no, papunta po sa baba ng ating framework, it's telling us, schedule time for doing the work. So after you decided that you need other people to help you with your problem, you ask yourself, does moving forward require a real-time conversation? Kailangan bang mag-usap? O baka pwedeng through email lang? So you can actually send an email, you can send an SMS, you can you can send an email or send a letter or an SMS just to find out if you can move forward with your problem or your decision. So if this necessitates a face-to-face meeting, then you can schedule and prepare for the meeting. Pero within the context po ng ating sitwasyon na yun sa pandemic, definitely po tayo ay magsa-schedule na lang ng video conference at hindi na po tayo mag-schedule ng actual meeting. So this is a very handy framework that you can look at every time you are caught in a dilemma kung magtatawag ka ba ng meeting o hindi. So we need to do web conferencing po. So right now, dahil nga sa ating sitwasyon sa COVID, ang web conferencing is being used almost everywhere. Kung napansin nyo po sa Facebook, ang dami pong mga webinar na nasi-share dyan. And definitely I'm pretty sure this is not your first web conference or even on Zoom. So marami pong gumagamit ng Facebook, marami pong gumagamit ng mga video calls like even on Viber. It's similar. It's just that we are using a platform right now that is somewhat more advanced in terms of web conferencing than other available technologies. But did you know that even before po sa pandemic, this is a global survey from NBC. 70% po ng global workforce already work remotely once a week. So even before the pandemic, ang pagtatrabaho po na off-site, hindi kayo nakakapag-meeting on-site, is true for about 70% at least once a week. So imagine nyo po na yun, in the pandemic, lahat po tayo ay mostly either working from home or working remotely or working on alternative work schedules. So to be able to gather everyone in one room ay napakahirap. But through technology, through something like Zoom, we can still do our work and contribute to the economy. And definitely for your MSMEs, you can still pursue your targets. So yeah, stop calling every conversation a meeting. So hindi po lahat ng meeting ay lahat ng conversation ay technically a meeting. So sabi po ng Harvard Business Review, one-on-one conversations, you can keep them casual, but you don't have to label them as a meeting. If it's a brainstorming session, ayun din po, hindi po yun meeting. That's more on strategic thinking and strategic planning. So when we talk about meeting, this is really about gathering people to arrive at a decision or to figure out solutions to help alleviate a certain situation or matulungan kayo sa isang problema. Kukuha kayo ng inputs, so kukuha kayo ng ideas sa mga kasama ninyo, either subordinates nyo or mga kasama nyo ka-level nyo managers or even other business owners. So we've decided po to use Zoom. So since we are all on Zoom, we don't have to point you to the website. So that was conveniently sent to you. Yung website po ng Zoom is https://zoom.us. So we'll try to do a step-by-step process of creating your Zoom account. So it's nice that about 85% have already registered, so we don't have to explain too much about this. So why did we choose Zoom? And just a caveat po, kami po nila Ma'am Nelin, lahat po ng mga kasama dito sa ating webinar, ang City Government of Balanga, ang Inspire, pati po ang JCI Bataan, ay hindi po kami paid to endorse Zoom. So just a clarification to everyone. This is not a paid endorsement of Zoom, but we have found that Zoom is a practical solution. Una-una, libre. But with certain limitations. So just for transparency din po, I am not using a free account right now kasi pag free po ang account niyo, limitado po kayo to 40 minutes per call. And then you have to set up another call para matuloy yung usapan. But if you pay this budget-friendly rate of 700 pesos a month, you can have an unlimited call. So like for instance, ito pong ating webinar na yon, 24 hours po ang limit actually nung meeting. So Zoom works conveniently on desktop, on your laptops, either on Mac or on PC. It will work on iOS and even on Android. So when you set up your account, I trust everyone has done this already. So you will just click on sign up. It's free. So you will see that on the website. It's on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And again, a free trial allows you to host a meeting for up to 40 minutes. So when you click on that, it will then ask you to download Zoom. So there is on the website. So if you are doing this over your desktop, you will see a portion on the bottom of the screen for Meetings Client under Download. So you just have to click Zoom Meeting Clients. and then it will ask you to download the application on your computer. If it's on your phone, you will be then asked to download it from your respective store, either on Google Play Store or on Apple Store. Sorry, Edmer, on my screen right now, I cannot see if there are questions, so let me know if there are questions.
Yes, sir.
So
I'm
just
capturing
butt in.
questions if
Okay.
there are such a.
Thanks, Edmer. All right. So once you've downloaded Zoom, so I trust everyone right now on the call already has done that. You can then log in. So when you log in, some have decided to log in as guests for this call. So for, I think there's 20% kanina na nagsagot na guests sila for this call right now. Next time, you can actually set up your own account. So when you open the Zoom app on your computer or on your phone, you will see a screen like this. So it depends on if you're on Android or if you're on Apple. You will see these options. You can create or you can sign up for your account, or you can use Google, which is Gmail, your Gmail account, or you can even use your Facebook account as your login credentials. So that actually will link your, when you use Facebook or your Gmail, it actually links your account to your respective profile on those platforms. And that will be your credentials also when you log in. So it will always ask for you either for Google or for Facebook to log in and operate your Zoom account. Thank you. So now for adjusting your settings. So we all have different settings right now. If you can see later, we'll talk about what I have in my background. You can't actually see where I am right now, but this is a virtual background. So I'll guide you guys. I will help you out on how to do that later. So once you've opened your account and once you've opened your Zoom, your Zoom account, there's a button that should be noticeable here on the upper right portion of your screen. And once you click that, that is to help you adjust your audio video settings. So in the call, I think earlier when you guys joined, you were able to test your mic, you were able to test your video before entering. So you click on the audio button, and then you will be able to test your speaker. You'll be able to test your built-in microphone. And for the video, you will then be able to choose the settings of your video. So there are different settings here. What's convenient if you're using a laptop, most laptops already come with a camera. Pero if you're using po a desktop, ang suggestion po ni Zoom ay meron po mga iba't ibang camera na ginagamit. Ang isang brand po na sinasuggest nila is the Logitech Brio camera. So pag mag-install po kayo ng camera, if you still don't have a camera for your desktop, yun po ang suggestion ni Zoom, is actually the Logitech Brio camera, which has a very nice setting and is also able to flash, provide flash for your screen. So on this screen right now, you can set your video settings. So there will, on your toolbar at the top of the window, once you open it, you can click on camera and choose the built-in camera or the external camera. There's also touch up my appearance, and you can also even enable high definition. So once you click on touch up my appearance, yun po magkakaroon po ng different appearance. You can play around with it later, but you will notice the difference in your skin features. Yes, Edmer. Go ahead.
We have a couple of participants who'd like to join as well.
Wait, I'll just have to stop my share and just let them in. All right, sorry about that. So welcome to the new entrants. Welcome to our seminar. So going back to your video settings. Sorry, just had to mute you. Sorry po. All right, so going back to your video settings, it's advisable that you turn off video when you're entering a webinar call so that hindi po kayo maso-surprise, o hindi po maso-surprise din yung inyong kausap kasi baka hindi pa kayo ready or hindi pa kayo settled in for the call. So you can adjust your toolbar. So here you will have accessibility. So you can always you can choose whether to click on always show meeting controls, which is advisable so at any time during your call or during the webinar or during the web conference, you can actually manipulate the toolbar. All right, so before you start the call, should you dress professionally? Sa tingin niyo po, ano po dapat ang suot pagka tayo po ay nasa web conference? Anyone? Anyone wants to answer? What would be the dress code for a web conference? So let's say it's your company, no? Let's say, BJ, when you talk to your team, what would be an appropriate dress code during a call?
Well, at least a smart casual would do.
Smart casual, yeah. That's good advice, sir. So, it's important that you are wearing appropriate clothes. Pero ang kagandahan po ng web conference, half the effort lang daw, sabi nila. Kasi hindi naman kita yung lower portion ng ating katawan. So even if you're working at home, you can still look professional and comfortable. Actually, I saw an advertisement po, no, that they're selling pajamas that look like you're wearing office wear. And this is the time of the pandemic. I believe our bosses, our colleagues can forgive us for wearing such clothes. But it's very important and you still impart a professional outlook. So kahit po nasa web conference tayo, kahit di naman tayo nakikita face-to-face ng ating mga kausap, at least we are showing them proper decorum. Parang pinapakita po natin na professional pa rin tayo during calls like a web conference call. Thanks, Sir BJ. So going back to adjusting your settings. So if you are going to adjust your settings, there is an option to do virtual background. So like what I said, this is a virtual background that I have right now. I will try to show you how to do it. So on my So here, if you can see my screen, you can see stop video. So the toolbar has moved upwards. So I was looking for it. So if you look at stop video, may drop down po yan. And then, can you see it, Ed, what I'm doing right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So if you look at what I'm doing right now, so there's a drop down under stop video. So this is on a laptop po, no? It will look differently on your phone. And also it will depend on the ability of your device. So meron pong ibang mga computer, hindi po nila kaya yung virtual background. And I think on certain phones, hindi rin po magagawa yung virtual background. So you can choose virtual background. So you just click on the drop down on stop on your video button here. You choose virtual background. Tapos meron na po kayong pwedeng pagpipilian dyan. Like, I can be behind grass. I can be, this was chosen by my daughter in the dream house niya. I can be at the beach. I can be at the Aurora Borealis, or I can be at San Francisco. But for now, we have already chosen this as our virtual background. So this is It's very convenient po. So like if you're at home or if you're in a hindi po napaka-professional ang ating background, then we can put a virtual background just for the purpose of the meeting. So I'm going to go back to the slide right now. All right, so that's our virtual background. Now, when you're going to start your meeting, you just go to the first window that you will see on Zoom. So you have new meeting there. You can click on new meeting and there will be a drop-down menu and you can choose start with video. And afterwards your meeting will begin. So that's one way to start a meeting is you just click on start meeting, and then and later on I'll teach you how you will be able to share your meeting with your participants. Just certain rules po no, before we start meetings, and I think this will help you then in your businesses when you invite people to your web conference. Or ask them to not bring their devices to the meeting. So as much as possible, kasi limitado po ang oras natin to a web conference, make sure they're not on their phones. Their attention is on the meeting. And I'll tell you why later. No? So there's a cost implication to all of this. So meron pong halaga ang oras na binibigay sa web conference. Hindi po rin siya unlimited, hindi rin po actually siya talaga free. So katulad po niyan, ban devices para po ay walang distractions. At siguraduhin po naka-turn off po ang ating Netflix during web conferences. So no distractions and respect the meeting environment. I hope that's an advice that you guys take when you ask your supervisors or your colleagues to join you in a meeting. So using the toolbar, once you've set up your meeting, you've turned it on, you will see various, this is what you should be seeing on your screen, but this is on a desktop, no? It will look differently on a phone. It will again look differently on certain laptops. So you have the mute, unmute microphone button there. It allows you to unmute and mute people, not just you, but if you're the one holding the meeting like me, I am able to mute and unmute people. So you have the microphone speaker settings. It's a drop-down button here. And then you have stop start video. So like right now, I can stop my video. If I click it, you will just see my name. And I can restart it. And then for video options, again, I showed you earlier, it was a drop down where I was able to access a virtual background. So it gives you video options that allows you to switch video inputs and adjust video settings. So once you're in the call, there's a button there that would show you an invite button. So you can invite people. You click it, it will guide you how to invite people. So it allows you to invite participants to your ongoing meeting. Manage participants is a button that allows you to open the participant management panel. So you can manage po yung settings ng bawat isa. So you can mute and unmute them, start or stop their cameras. You can lock their screen sharing if you don't want them to do screen sharing. Kunyari, isa lang po ang i-assign nyo to do screen sharing. So share screen is what I am doing right now. So when you click that, you can choose which screen to share. I'll get into that later. So it allows you to share what's on your laptop or what is on your screen. So it could be a presentation like what I am sharing with you right now. And what's convenient in Zoom or in other web conference platforms, so kahit po nag-uusap tayo, we can still chat. So the chat button allows you to start a private or a group chat. Then you have record. It will allow you to record the webinar or to the web conference. So if it's a free account, you can record it on your laptop or in your desktop. If you're paying, there's a certain amount of data that allows you to use the cloud. So pagka ni-record nyo po, pag paid account po, masasave po ito sa Zoom in the cloud. I believe for the basic account, you get 1.5 gigabytes of free recording. So if it's also a paid account, meron po tayong breakout rooms. So sa breakout rooms po, convenient po yan. Kunyari po, meeting kayo. Katulad po kanina may sumagot, 20 raw sila sa kumpanya nila. Kunyari, ang sales group sa isang kumpanya ay papag-meetingin mo within the meeting, you want them to step out. Nasa web conference po tayo, hindi po to katulad ng nasa opisina tayo that we ask them to leave the room and then just come back. You can actually set up a breakout room where certain people are then sent to another web conference and they will discuss it amongst themselves and then you can invite them back into the room. So sa paid account, pwede po gawin yan. And then the end meeting button should be here. Wait, I have it's Connie Sanico. Sorry, I am ringing someone in. So before you start a meeting po, no, sabi nga dito sa Harvard Business Review, if you can't say what your meeting will accomplish, you shouldn't have it. So it means, sinasabi po ng mga experts sa ng Harvard Business School, be prepared for the meeting. So before you even set up a web conference call, make sure that the goals and the objectives po ng meeting ay klaro sa lahat po ng atin. Hindi po yung in-invite mo sila. Hindi naman po ito Zoom party. Meron po tayo nangyayari mga Zoom party or mga Zoom reunions. A Zoom web conference would be very much different. It would be an actual meeting. You have to inform your attendees. Ano po bang reason bakit sila magsuspend ng time to go into a web conference? Yes, Edmer. You have a question? Edmer?
That's actually for another guest, sir. Trying to get in.
There's another one? Wait.
Okay.
I think she's in already.
Okay, sir. I think that's the one kanina.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So what the Harvard Business Review is saying, if you are going to have a meeting, make sure you have an agenda. So before calling a meeting, set an agenda ahead of time, and then your purpose of the meeting should be very clear to everyone. Why will they spend an hour or two in a web conference? No? So the Harvard Business Review has helped us. How do we design an agenda for an effective meeting? Number 1, seek input from team members. So we will then, you as the business owner, you will ask your subordinates or your colleagues for their input. Ano po ba ang pag-uusapan sa inyong meeting? You then select topics that are relevant to the entire team. So everyone who attends the meeting, dapat pong pag-uusapan, since limited po ang ating time, is relevant to everyone. And then you list all of these agenda topics as questions so that the team will be able to answer them. So you're there for your agenda will definitely tell you or should be able to tell the participants, ano po bang gagawin? Are they there to share information? Are they there to provide inputs for a decision? Or are they there to make a decision? You then also propose a process kung paano po itatakel ang bawat agenda item. So meron po tayo, magde-decide po kayo, ano po bang gagawin? Are you going to do brainstorming? Are you going to do survey or voting? Lagay nyo na po sa agenda nyo yan. Then you're to specify which member should prepare for the meeting and who is responsible for leading each topic. And your very first topic should be a review and modify agenda as needed. So meron po yung, kung naka-attend na po kayo ng ibang meeting, meron po paminsan sa agenda ng mga meeting nakasulat po, pinaka-first agenda item is review of the previous minutes and review of the agenda. And at the end of your meeting, your agenda should end the meeting with a plus evaluation. So ano po ba ang recommendations ng team? I am sharing with you a template that I was able also to get from the Harvard Business Review. So nakikita nyo po, it's just a Word document. I'll be sharing it with you in a short while. If you can see, there are three columns basically, your topic, the preparation, and the proposed process. So you're supposed to list the topic, the amount of time allotted for each topic, ano po yung purpose ng meeting or ng agenda item and sino po ang discussion leader. Tapos on the next column, you will then put ano yung preparation needed before attending the meeting and then ano yung proposed process. Of course, you put the meeting name, what is the name of the meeting, when, tsaka anong oras po. So this is just play around with the I just played around with the template, no? If you go to https://tinyurl.com/DTI SMERA agenda template, this template is available to you. You just copy it onto your drive or copy it onto your computer, and then you can use it for your business and for your own activities. So if you look at this sample agenda that I've made, you can see the meeting name sample agenda. The date is today. The time is 2 p.m. The first topic, review of the agenda. The time allotted was 2 minutes. The purpose is decision. Discussion leader is a guy named Phil. Preparation needed, none. Ano po yung proposed process? Phil will poll the team. So isa-survey po niya ano po ba kung meron pong i-add sa agenda. The next topic here is what stores to focus on. How many minutes allotted is 3. The purpose was decision. And a guy named Pippin was the discussion leader. Preparation needed before attending the meeting. So imagine niyo po, pinadala po itong agenda sa inyong mga attendees before attending the meeting. So when they read it, nakita nila sa preparation, kunyari ako po si Pippin, nilagay doon sa preparation, review sales of stores from previous meeting notes. So before attending the meeting, dapat handa na ako. Kung ako si Pippin, na-review ko na yung sales of stores from previous meeting notes. Ang magiging process during the meeting, Pippin reviews the stores to focus on for the meeting. So pagdating po ni Pippin sa meeting on June 8, na-review na niya ang sales ng mga tindahan nila based on the previous meeting notes. Tapos during the meeting, share naman niya ano yung stores na dapat bigyan ng pansin ng kanilang MSME o ng kanilang business. If you look at the third topic, manage demand of services, time allotted. Naku, dami. 50 minutes. Purpose, decision. Ang discussion leader is a guy named MJ. So MJ naman, pag nakita niya ang agenda, before siya attend the meeting, nakita niya preparation is identify relevant information, criteria, and assumptions that he believes should guide the decision. So siyang discussion leader, bago siya attend the meeting, dapat handa na siya with these relevant information, itong criteria, at saka ano po yung mga assumptions. So sample lang po ito, no? I hope you can reflect later on and see if it will apply in your business. So si MJ, during the meeting, he will be asked to give a statement of the problem. Everyone will be asked to identify and agree on what information to consider. So nalagay rin dyan kung ilang minutes per portion, no? So 10 minutes and then 10 minutes to identify and give assumptions and then 15 minutes to craft solutions. So why are we doing this if you're giving an agenda? Prepared po yung mga tao. So handa sila na okay, lahat po attend, lahat po ng inimbita attend, pero meron pong allotted time per person. So meron pong makikita po pa lang dyan pa lang po sa pagbigay ng mga oras, makikita nila saan po ang focus ng meeting. So if you look at topic 4 and topic 5, it gives you the same thing. What topic, how many minutes, what is the purpose, and who will discuss it. So if you see this rhythm, ito po ang parang tinuturo po ng Harvard Business School is basically you have a rhythm to your meeting. Meron po kayong susundan na tema, meron po kayong susundan na proseso sa inyong meeting. So hindi lang po nagtawag ng meeting, mag-uusap po sino magsasalita next, sinong mag-present next. Naka-planchado na po. So you're being very professional even as an MSME. So pwede po ito gawin ng ating mga entrepreneurs. You can use the template I shared. If you want more templates, you can approach us after this meeting, no? And we can try to provide you agenda templates that we have. Pero ito pong galing sa Harvard Business Review, napaka-simple lang po. Ganyan lang po siya. 1 page. Pwede na po email yan sa inyong mga MSME. So once you've crafted your agenda, ito po kasi gusto ni Harvard Business School na ma-impart sa ating mga entrepreneurs. don't hold a meeting just to update people. Kasi nga, time is precious, time is gold. Lalo na for our businessmen. Very busy po. Ang pagiging entrepreneur, hindi po siya 8 to 5. Kami pong mga nasa opisina, 8 to 5, tapos na po ang trabaho namin. Pero alam po natin ang buhay ng entrepreneur, 24/7 po yan. So very precious po ang oras ng ating mga entrepreneurs. And if you develop that philosophy and you impart that also to your employees or to your colleagues, they will understand that it's important to hold meetings for certain activities but not for updating. Kung mag-update lang po tayo, email na lang po. Pwede naman po email, pwedeng SMS, pwedeng basahin ng mga kasama nyo sa opisina or sa inyong negosyo. Hindi na po kailangan pagmitingan ang ibang certain things. So never hold a meeting just to update people. O baka makakita kayo ng gantong muka during the web conference. So when you invite participants, on to our next topic, scheduling a meeting. Doon po sa inyong interface, ito po ay galing sa aking desktop or aking laptop, sorry. Makikita nyo po, meron po diyang button next to upcoming and recorded. So when you click on that, you will then be able to schedule or create a meeting. So when you click on this button here, if you look at the arrow on your screen, a schedule meeting window will appear where you can put the topic or yung name po ng gusto nyo ilagay sa meeting. So hindi naman po kailangan na pangalan nyo nakalagay dyan. Pwedeng an actual name of a certain topic in your agenda. You can put it there. Then on your date, magda-drop down po yan. Pipili lang po tayo ng petsa tsaka ng oras ng meeting. And you can also choose the time zone kung ano pong basehan. So automatic na po yan. Philippine Standard Time dapat ang unang lumalabas. Ang meeting ID, you can use your personal meeting ID. So Zoom gives you this personal meeting ID. You can use that or you can generate automatically. So it really depends on you on which meeting ID you want to use. And then you can set a password. Pwede pong may password, pwede pong wala. Yung video po, ang ibig sabihin po niyan, pagpasok ng tao, gusto mo bang nakaandar ang kanyang video o nakapatay? So you can choose on or off for you or for your participants. And then for audio, telephone and computer audio or telephone. So this depends on what device you're actually using. And then on calendar, you can choose if you will link this with your Google, with your Apple Calendar, or with your Outlook, or your other calendars. So for the advanced settings of the meeting, here you can set enable waiting room, enable join before the host, or mute participants upon entry. So enable waiting room is basically what you guys experience before entering. Nandun po kayo sa waiting room bago po kayo pinapasok sa web conference. Ang enable join before the host, it means that even kunyari ako po ang nag-host, do I allow people to join the call kahit hindi pa ako naka-log in? So I think I enabled that for this particular call. So kahit nauna si Glyza kanina sa akin, wala pa ako, she was able to enter. Excuse me. And then you can mute participants upon entry. So once they enter, pwedeng nakamute sila para hindi biglang mag-aandar yung audio, hindi madidisturb yung ongoing meeting. And there are other options like only authenticated users can join. So yung mga tao pong nag-register lang sa Zoom. So we did not choose that because this is a public webinar. But for your own company, for your own business, you might want to choose this. Para ang pumapasok lang po sa inyong web conference ay yung mga employees nyo or mga colleagues niyo na in-invite niyo talaga. Then you can do automatically record meeting. So like right now, we are being recorded on my laptop and then this will be broadcasted on Facebook. For alternative hosts, that is an option for paid accounts. So pwede pong, kunyari, ikaw nag-create ng meeting, pag paid account po kayo, kunya may staff po kayo or may colleague kayo na paid account rin, pwede mo i-assign sa kanya ang hosting ng meeting. And then you will click schedule and then you will get a meeting schedule. So once you have a meeting set, makikita nyo po sa inyong screen, meron diyang copy invitation. I-click nyo lang po yung copy invitation. Malilipat na po yan sa inyong clipboard or sa inyong on the memory of your phone or on your device. And then you will just paste it. So Control V or Command V on your laptop or on your desktop, or just paste using your smartphone, either on an email message or on an SMS or on a messenger message. Pag pinaste nyo po, ito po ang lalabas. Medyo mahaba po yung text, no? Pero ito po ang settings ng Zoom. But you can shorten this just by getting the room number and the password. So there's the meeting ID number. So in this particular example, wala pa atang password na nakikita, no? So meeting ID number, it's a series of 9 numbers and then a password. So once you have the meeting ID and the password, pwedeng i-forward nyo na po yan sa mga invited nyo. And then they can open their Zoom, encode the meeting ID, and encode the password. Kung wala naman pong password na require, wala na pong password na i-encode. So kahit meeting ID lang po. And then they can enter the room and they will be participants already of the web conference. Here's an advice again from the Harvard Business Review. You keep the meeting as small as possible, no more than 7 people. So right now, hindi po to meeting. So we are in a webinar. We can actually host with this account up to 100 people in one call. Pero if it's a meeting po, ang advice na Harvard Business School is no more than 7 people. And you might wonder why. Bakit yung mga ibang kumpanya, nadami nila, nagmi-meeting sila. That's probably not a meeting. That's probably an information sharing session or an opportunity to update each other. Pero kung meeting po talaga that is intended to arrive at a decision, to have more than 7 people based on study, it dilutes the efficacy or yung effectiveness ng meeting. It dilutes the ability of participants in an hour to give their input, and na hindi po na-share lahat ng mga dapat ma-share. At saka tanungin niyo po mga sarili niyo. Marami po dyan, tahimik pag nasa meeting, pero ang daming nasasabi after ng meeting. Marami po tayong nakakasamang ganun. Yun po ang mahirap pag masyadong marami po na nasa loob ng meeting. So advice po ng Harvard is, if it requires multiple departments, you can have departments talk amongst themselves first, and then a representative will attend a higher level meeting. So it doesn't actually require everyone to be in the room because hindi po ma-share lahat ng input. So ang advice nga dito is no more than 7 people. But definitely in some cases, hindi po yan ma-avoid. May nag-mention kanina sa ating survey, 20 people ang kasama nila, then definitely you will have to adjust. So that means you will have to have a longer meeting and you should be able to get everyone to participate. So how do you make everyone participate? So in a Zoom call, you will be able to see the screen. So you have the host panel here and then the guest panel. So may drop down po dyan sa guest. So pag pinindot po yung drop down na yan, in the manage participants window, you will be able to see an option for more. And then from there, you can mute or unmute the person or the participant, mute or unmute them upon entry and the video. And you can even set a sound when they enter the room or when they exit the room. So there you have this you have these control settings for each participant. So imagine niyo po, ito 2 participant lang naman ng example sa slide. Pero kung marami po yan, you can still have different settings for each person. So kunyari meron po mga members ng team na hindi niyo naman papasalitain, pwede niyo i-mute kagad sila upon entering, or if there are certain people that you want them to talk and to show their video and show their presentations, you can set it here on this window. So during the meeting, we have a chat function. So we are actually trying to do it right now. If you can go to your toolbar, you will see that there is a chat button there. So it depends on your phone or on your desktop or laptop. Meron po diyang pwedeng pindutin na chat. I will stop sharing this slide and then I will go to chat so we can all chat just to try it out. So
For the rest who are using laptops, sir, sa ibaba meron ng chat icon.
So yeah, if you can see the chat icon there, I'm going to type right now. So can everyone see what I just typed? So you can try chatting. So there we have from Miss Pamela. Gandang hapon po, Ma'am Pamela. Welcome back. No? Thank you po for joining. All right, so everyone is saying yes, so they were able to respond to my chat. So this during a web conference, so kahit may nagsasalita, you can actually chat to everyone. So if you look, ang button nyo po nakalagay siguro dyan is to everyone. If you click the arrow, you will then be able to send privately. Pag kinlik nyo po yung arrow ng everyone, you can then change the setting to the person in the web conference who you want to send a direct message to. So even if there's an ongoing meeting, even if people are chatting to everyone, you can have private messages sent to certain people. And then also on this chat function, I'm not sure how it looks on your phone right now, Edmer, no, or Glyza. There is a file button. So if you click on file, you can actually send a file to everyone. Nakikita mo ba, Edmer?
I'm on laptop. Liza, are you on? May file sa
Wala po.
sa mobile, wala itang file, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. So that is a host function. So kung ako po yung host, I can then send a file to the participants.
Sa laptop, sir, meron yung participants.
I think I set it na yung host lang ang makakasend ng file. So this is where it gets very, very technical, also, somewhat technical for a web conference. Is each meeting you can set certain parameters. So like right now, ang host lang po ang pwede magpadala ng file. I believe there's a way to do that on your settings where everyone in the meeting can send files to each other. But in any case, you don't have to do it in the Zoom platform. You can send your files through other means, through email, through Messenger, etc. So there. So that is a chat function during the call. So what's nice about the chat function is, kasi sabi ni Harvard Business Review, if you're in a meeting, make sure everyone participates, or lalo na pag may pagkain, yung sinasabi nga nila, you have to earn your lunch. So kung ang board meeting ay may pagkain, earn your lunch by participating. So you have to ask everyone to participate, and you can call on people who don't. So you as business owners, you can call on people in your team to speak and share. Because what you don't want is you guys arrive at the decision during the web conference, tapos pagka-end ng web conference, sila mag-uusap na hindi sila nag-agree sa decision ng team, hindi sila sang-ayon sa naging decision ng mga kasama niya. Yun po ay friction na hindi natin kailangan. Especially in this time of crisis, we need everyone to be working together. It's probably better that everyone makes their decisions together. So hindi po tayo dapat audience, hindi po tayo dapat observers lang during meetings, especially if we are part of that business and we're here to help each other, no. So make sure everyone participates, and you can use your chat function to do that in a web conference. So kung napansin mo hindi nagsasalita yung iba, or you want to get their opinion, you can call them out privately. Hindi naman kailangan makita ng lahat yung inyong message, and then ask them if they have opinions that they're not able to convey. So this will also depend on how you manage your people, because you can't manage everyone the same way. So it all depends on their personality as well. So you as business owners, you should be as flexible as possible on how to be able to get everyone to participate. So now onto screen sharing. So we're doing that. So right now I'm doing screen sharing. There's a button there. I disabled your ability to do screen sharing, guys. So it's for the purpose of this webinar. Ako lang po ang pwedeng mag-share ng screen. But there's a button there. It's either on the bottom or on the top of your laptop. Depends on how you have set your toolbar. It says share screen. And when you click on that, ito pang maganda sa Zoom, makakapagpili po kayo kung ano po i-share ninyo. So pwedeng entire desktop. If you're on 2 screens, you can share which desktop screen to share. There's also whiteboard, which we will not be doing now kasi I think it works best only on iPads. So there's whiteboard. Ang whiteboard po ay pag kinlik nyo po yan, ang lalabas po meron po tayong whiteboard. Kumbaga whiteboard sa ating screen na pwede nating sulatan bawat isa. And then we can draw on. But we're going to do something somewhat similar later. Pero whiteboard, based on what I've read, works best on iPad. And then you can share certain apps. So like right now, I am sharing only my PowerPoint screen. So on my PowerPoint screen, yun lang po nakikita ng ating kasama sa webinar or web conference. So then you might ask yourself, how do you know which screen is being shared? What's nice is you will see a green border on your desktop or on your screen, on your respective screen, either on your laptop or your desktop or your MacBook. You will see a green border that surrounds the particular application that is being shared. So kahit marami kayong tabs na nakabukas, marami kayong windows na nakabukas, yung merong green border lang ang actually na-share sa ating mga kasama sa web conference. Yes, is there a question? All right. So there. So look for the green screen para sure po kayo na ang nasa-share nyo yung gusto nyo lang ma-share. So look for the screen that has a green border para po hindi hindi po ma-share yung mga hindi naman dapat talagang ma-share sa inyong mga kasama sa inyong negosyo during the web conference. So here there is a share screen toolbar. You can unmute. So even when you're sharing a screen, you can still manipulate the call. So you can still mute or unmute the participants or your own, this would be your own microphone. You can stop or start your own video. You can still do the drop down for audio and video. You can still manage your participants. There's actually an update right now on security. So it's not here on my slide, but there is a security button that will allow me to lock a meeting, enable the waiting room, share the screen, to chat, to allow people to rename themselves, unmute themselves, and other settings for each participant. And then on managing participants, there's a panel where I can then manage each settings of every attendee. I can do a new share. So even if I'm sharing my screen right now, if I want to do a different share, I can just click new share, and then I will choose a screen or an app that I want to share with the audience. I can pause my ongoing slide. I can annotate, which we will do later. So that should be somewhat fun. We'll do an annotation later. And then there's the more button that allows you to drop down more menu items for your settings. So again, what's fantastic about a company like Zoom and all these tech companies, laging nag-update. So even if I share you this information, meron pong update. I think this was just yesterday or the other day, nag-update po si Zoom, and there are other settings that were launched already. So on the annotations toolbar, so kung kayo po ay mag-annotate, You will then have these options for mouse. It acts as a mouse on the screen, so you can click on this icon to switch between annotation tools. There's a select button, allows you to annotate a certain object on the screen. There's a text, you can create a text, and you can draw. You can do spotlight. You can press on eraser to erase something on the screen. You can format, allows you to make changes to color, shape, lines, and font changes that you have used on annotation. You can undo your annotation. You can redo your last undo. You can clear your annotations, and then you can even save them. So we're going to try to do that, or I will try to do that and show you how it works. So let's say si Sir BJ may construction blueprint na gustong i-share sa kanyang call. All he has to do is click on annotate on the toolbar, and then a certain toolbar will appear. It's the annotation toolbar with different options that I just read out earlier. So let's say, let's put a text. This is what? A round stairway. I'm sorry, I'm not an engineer. So let's just try to label it. Can you guys see the round stairway text that I just wrote? So let's say we'll try draw.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I try my best to use my mouse pad so I can draw on the image during the web call. Do spotlight. I can do eraser. So there. So imagine if you're on a call and there is something shared on the screen which you can draw on. It will help it make a more collaborative meeting. So even during the meeting, you can actually, even if you're miles away from your colleagues, you can still do collaboration on the screen. So kung whiteboard po ang kinlik natin instead of annotation, this will be a whiteboard and everyone can contribute and draw on it. So there, I see someone trying to do it. Okay. Sorry, I was going to try to share this picture. So just to show you guys, this is a very old picture of mine. So there I am in grade 7. So imagine if you're sharing a picture with your team, you can actually point out certain things in the picture. And this is my wife in grade 7. So that's something fancy that you can do on Zoom. So you can use pictures and you can draw on them while everyone is still on in the web conference, and you don't need to have this will serve as your LED or your PowerPoint during a meeting. So moving on to screen sharing, you can, even on the screen sharing option, you can choose whether to click on more, and then you'll be able to see chat, breakout rooms, which I shared earlier. You can record to the cloud. You can disable attendee annotation, and you can set your audio and video settings and all. So even during a certain portion of the web conference, you're still able to access all of the settings of the Zoom call. Now, on recording meetings, I shared earlier that we are recording our session right now. So right now we're being recorded on my laptop, but we're also being broadcast live on Facebook. You will see on your screen options to do recording, pause and stop recording. I believe, Edmer, you could see yours, right?
Sir.
So
Yeah, I have the record button.
So if Edmer clicks that record button, he's recording on his laptop.
Yeah.
So if I click my record button, I'm recording on my laptop, except I have an option to record on the cloud. So if I use the cloud, it means I will use the space that was given to me on my subscription with Zoom. Oops, sorry. So there. So that's recording. Make sure before you do recording, you inform everyone that they're being recorded. Kasi po ito ay marami na po tayo nakikitang bloopers sa Facebook tsaka sa social media ng mga Zoom meetings na hindi pala alam ng tao na re-record sila, and tuloy na share ng ibang tao ang kanilang mga bloopers, no? Ang kanilang mga nakakatawang pangyayari sa Zoom call. So make sure everyone's aware, and also it's a very nice gesture as well in this age of data privacy. You inform them that they're being recorded. So again, disclaimer to everyone, kayo po ay recorded na yun. So ano pong other options for web conferencing? I was able to just present two famous ones aside from Zoom. There's actually a fourth one that just launched, I think in the Philippines last week or the other week, yung pong sa Facebook. So even on Facebook, meron na po silang parang Zoom function, creating rooms na pwedeng i-offer din from non-Facebook members to enter a video call. We tried it, and I believe Ma'am Ronette agrees with me, hindi siya kasing ganda ng Zoom. Pero available po si Facebook, and so far libre rin po siya. So what are the other options that I was able to look at? Ito pong Google Meet and Microsoft Teams. So meron pong free options po yung all three, no, right now. And I understand Google Meet has been made free. Ito po nakalagay until September 30, 2020. So para po sa pandemic, ginawa pong libre ni Google. So they're almost the same. Halos wala namang pong pinagkaiba. So let's just look at what makes them different. So for Zoom, you need to download an app. I don't think you have to do that with Google. Sa Google po, it will work on Chrome. It will work on your desktop. And I think also for Microsoft Teams, it will work on your desktop. The free call for Zoom is only 40 minutes. There is no time limit apparently for Google, as well as for Microsoft. I'm looking if Microsoft is free. Actually, Microsoft would not be free. That is actually an Office 365 integration. You will have to actually use your Office 365 subscription for Microsoft Teams. Zoom apparently has security issues. So I think kung magbabasa po kayo online ng mga articles about Zoom, marami na pong naging concerns sa kanyang data sharing. So there's also what they call Zoom bombing. So on on Google Meet, only one person can share at a time for his screen. And they're saying also that users' privacy could be improved. So for Microsoft Teams naman, there's no waiting room like what you guys experienced earlier. Walang waiting room to join early. And and privacy could also be improved. And there's no grid view. So right now we can choose which view to use on viewing your screen or yung ating mga participants. You can choose grid, or you can choose spotlight. Kung yung mga nagsasalita lang, yun lang po nagpa-flash sa screen nyo. But right now we're doing screen share, so we're all looking at a certain screen. So there are different pluses and minuses for each. So although they are similar, they will function almost the same. There's definitely certain variations that you can look at and consider. I think the most important thing po to consider is, kayo po ba ay open to using something else other than your current platform? Meron po kasing sanay na sa Google, then maybe it makes sense na mag-Google Meet na lang po kayo. Meron naman po mga gumagamit ng Office 365, it makes sense to actually just jump onto Microsoft Teams. Just to share, no, our speaker on Wednesday is from SGS. So when we invited them to do a Zoom call, apparently they have a company policy that they cannot use Zoom because of security issues. So for them, we will be using Microsoft Teams on Wednesday. So they will set up the call for us. So meron po mga ganyang situation, baka po nag-invite kayo ng certain person from a company that does not allow Zoom. Challenge po yun. Ibig sabihin, hindi niya ma-access ang Zoom sa kanyang laptop. And kung pwede rin yung protocols, depende sa kanilang kumpanya. If he can use the phone, then pwede naman po niyang gamitin. Pero again, it varies. No? For this particular company, sa SGS, hindi po sila talaga pwede gumamit ng Zoom sa opisina nila. So ganun po sila ka-strict. And there will always be companies that are like that who are very particular about data sharing and data access and data privacy. So just be careful and mindful of that. So I think what we can look at this slide, what we can get from this particular slide is be ready to shift. Hindi lang po si Zoom. Nagkataon lang po si Zoom ang ginagamit namin. So we chose Zoom as our point of discussion for web conference. Pero there's Google Meet, there's Microsoft Teams, tsaka meron din pong Facebook Rooms, I think is the name. So yan po. I think I mentioned this earlier, no? May cost implication po ang web conferencing. Kung titingnan po natin itong slide, and I got this from reviews.org, how much data does web conferencing consume? So for a one-on-one meeting, using just the basic setting of hi, that's for 1 hour, that's a total of 540 megabytes per hour. So kung kayo po ay hindi naka what do you call this? Hindi po kayo naka fiber optic sa bahay or hindi po kayo naka unlimited internet sa inyong subscription, ito po most likely ang inyong i-consume sa inyong data plan. So that's for a one-on-one meeting. On average, it's 540 megabytes per hour at the lowest setting. For a group call like what we are having right now, a high setting would be 810 megabytes per hour. Pero I think I've set my settings on high def. So at 1080p that I'm recording right now, it's 2.4 gigabytes per hour. So yan po ang pwede nating consider. Convert lang po natin yan sa ating subscription plan or ating data plan. Yan po ang lumalabas na consumption ng data per user. So kung sa phone mo, meron kang data plan for 30 gigabytes, 1 hour on high setting is 810 megabytes na mawawala po sa data plan nyo. Pero sa inyo lang po yon. Yung kausap ninyo, meron din siyang consumption. So if you look at it, everyone should be able to be flexible enough to enjoy the call and also be mindful of the certain costs that a web conference would entail. So hindi lang po talaga siya free, although free si Zoom, ang ating paggamit po ng internet at bandwidth ay hindi libre. Magko-consume po yan ng data. Kaya sabi po ni Harvard Business Review, keep it short. On average, daw po dapat ang meeting ay hindi umabot ng more than 1 hour. If it's more than an hour, it's not a meeting, it's a brainstorming session or it's a strategic planning session. So try to manage your time because yung nga po sabi ko kanina, time is gold, time is very important, especially for our very busy entrepreneurs. So if you keep it short, baka hindi po ganun ka impactful ang consumption ng data for a web conference. Sabi rin ng Harvard Business Review, meetings that are done standing are more productive. We've all heard of stories of Aristotle who would walk while teaching his students. I think a more famous person right now or more recent person who does walking meetings is Steve Jobs. He would often do walking meetings with his employees, especially people that he met for the first time in the company. He would ask them to join him for a walk and they will do a meeting while walking. According to the study of the Harvard Business School, parang ano daw po stand-up meetings are just as productive as 1 hour meetings, but at 35% shorter time. So you are able to do more, accomplish more while being while being more productive at a smaller amount of time if you're standing or if you're walking. So how do we do that in a web conference? If you're on your smartphone, kayang-kaya. You can hold the meeting while doing your morning walk. Kayo po ang mga entrepreneurs, your employees will adjust to your schedule, and your employees will uh, adjust to your schedule and walk with you. And if you're doing this in the morning, you're able to do a lot of things to prepare everyone for the day ahead in your business. So that's something to consider. Do stand-up meetings because they're more productive. Pero on your laptop, definitely hindi pwede. But you could always stand up and walk around the room. So how much does a Zoom subscription cost? So just for Zoom, I will not delve into Google Meet or Microsoft. Pero for Zoom, just for the purpose of discussion, you can have a free account. It will allow you to host up to 100 people in the meeting. You have unlimited one-to-one meetings. It means you can have unlimited meetings like this, like what we are having right now. But you're only allowed 40 minutes on group meetings. So one-on-one meetings, you can have unlimited time. Let's say if I'm only going to talk to Edmer one-on-one, there's no time limit for that. But if there's going to be one more person in the call, the maximum is 40 minutes. And then you can have unlimited number of meetings during the free account. And then there are other items that you can purchase, such as video conferencing features, web conferencing, group collaboration, and security features. But if you go for the next level, which is the pro account, for only $15 or around 700 pesos a month, and you can buy up to 9 hosts per account. So if I get, like in my team, if I make Edmer, let's say, a host, I can pay another 700 pesos per month, and 2 of us will be hosts in my account. So all the basic features, but there will be other available features. So one important feature there is you don't have a 40-minute limit. Your call can be as long as 24 hours if it's more than one person you're talking to. You'll have user management. You'll have admin feature controls, reporting. You can create a customized personal meeting ID. You can assign a scheduler. You have 1 gigabyte of cloud recording. For Skype for Business, you can integrate that. And there are other options that you can purchase to your account. So one thing I saw was the webinar option. I can, if I purchase that webinar option, I can do a Q&A through chat, and it will appear on a certain interface on the screen. Mag-iiba po yung screen, may Q&A po na chat. Like right now, manual po natin ginagawa. Yung questions nyo, si Edmer at si Glyza, they're taking note of it. Pero if there's a webinar function purchased for your account, may Q&A button po sa interface na pwedeng mag-encode lang yung mga participants ng kanilang questions, and everyone can vote which question to mention during the call. So for larger companies, like the people who answered, they have 20 or more people that they meet regularly, you can consider the business and enterprise accounts. So maybe for our MSMEs, the business account would be useful already, even going beyond pro. So it's only for $20 a month, but you will have to buy for at least 10. So that's 10 hosts for $200 a month. And there will be other options available, and definitely features available for a business and an enterprise account. But between you and me, I think the free option is already very useful, but the pro option is affordable and definitely will help you in your management of your web conferences to help your business during this time of the pandemic. Excuse me. Oh, we're going to take another poll. So if I can invite everyone, we will then launch the second poll. It's just a very quick question. If you can see on your screen, just based on what I shared, which platform will you be sharing or will you be exploring after this program? So please answer away. Has everyone answered? So I think mostly everyone has said Zoom would be their preferred platform after this program. But feel free to explore the others, no? Especially if they're on a free subscription or free trial period. So there's Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and then now we have Facebook Rooms. Ang malaking advantage lang talaga ni Zoom ay nauna siya. And he made it free early during the pandemic, when the pandemic started. So after naging free kay Zoom, sumunod na sila Google tsaka sila Microsoft. So we have 78%. I'll end the poll at 2 minutes, and that's right now. So I'm ending the poll. I will share the results. So I hope you can see this on your screen, the results of our poll. So 78% said they will use Zoom or they will explore Zoom. 11, there are 2 who said Google Meet, and there are 2 who said Microsoft Teams. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. So right now, that is basically the end of the portion on web conferencing, but we will be handling a Q&A. So I turn the floor over to our moderator, Mr. Edmer.
Thank you, sir. Magandang hapon po. So we have captured here some questions, one of which is about the virtual background. Hi, does the virtual background work on mobile gadgets?
Sorry, mute ako. All right, for the virtual background, I think it depends on your device. I've had calls with people who have a virtual background on their phone, but I'm not sure if they're using a high-end iPhone or a high-end Samsung. But from what I understand, the virtual background is immediately available on laptops. So again, it depends on your device. So I suggest when you downloaded it, you update it regularly because Zoom always updates their applications.
Another question is for perhaps noisy background or uncooperative participants. What can be done as a host?
So as a host, on your toolbar, I'm trying to open it right now. So on your toolbar, when you click on participants, so doon po sa screen ninyo, no? If you're the host, and if you're it's more convenient on a laptop, no? Or on a desktop rather than on your phone to be a host. If you click on participants, lalabas po kaagad isang window na doon po lahat ng pangalan ng participants. At saka right next to them, may button na po for muting or for turning off their video. So like right now, si Edmer, nakikita po natin siya. All I have to do is stop his video and there. And I can also turn it on and bring him back online. And that's the same for all the other participants. So as a host, you will be able to access each of their profiles to turn off their sound or to turn off their video.
I just like to add to the experience. Kanina when Sir Kerry turned off my video, when he was trying to turn it on, nakita ko po na there was a message that the host is opening my video. So at least that's a good feature for the participants kasi you'll be asked permission.
That's right. So hindi po kumbaga respected din naman yung tao. Hindi mo naman basta-basta lang pinapatay o binabalik ang kanilang video.
I'd just like to share also, added lang po before the next question. Kasi sa iba namang naka-meeting ko po sa Zoom, that's quite informal. And nadidinig po yung background. So that's one of the reason kaya most of the time po talaga by default, we are put into silent mode. Another question here is, can another participant, not the host, share files or presentation as discussed kanina?
Yeah, so that depends on the settings. I think you need to be a paid account to be able to share files. But that's something I can check later. So I don't know what the latest settings are. Pero right now, for our particular call, only the host can share files. But for each meeting, meron po kayo pwedeng ilagay na setting doon kung sino pong pwedeng mag-share ng files.
Kapag po ba private ang message, makakita pa rin ng host?
Hindi po. Kwan lang po yan. Between you and who you sent the private message to. So hindi po yan nare-record yung ating chat. But there is an option to record chat, pero yung nare-record lang po is the chat sent to everyone.
That's it for the questions so far, sir. Are there any other questions from our participants po?
Or do we have questions from Facebook, Glyza?
None po.
None, all right.
While we're still trying to wait, if meron pa pahabol, sir, share ko lang din yung about the window icon sa ating laptop. That will be a friend to our participants here. Kasi most of the times, we might really need to be multitasking. Like in this meeting, Glyza and I are switching between different applications like Microsoft Word, Messenger, Files, and the Zoom. So, ang magiging kaibigan po natin dyan, yung icon po na Windows, dyan po sa ating laptop. So, you just press the window, you can select different app na gusto nyo pong puntahan. We have a question from the Facebook, Glyza. Zoom, sorry. Kapag naka-headphones, dinig pa kaya ang background?
For that, depends on their microphone setting. So like right now, I'm using a headset that has a microphone that's like this. I don't know what you call this. No, pero this is more targeted towards the volume of my own voice. It does not necessarily capture the sound from the room. So the advice really is to use headsets because mas sure ka na ang nakaka-capture lang na sound or audio is the one from your headset. It's more targeted. So like for phones, meron naman tayong earphones that comes with a mic. Sapat na po 'yun. But for laptops, I would recommend that we use something like a headphone like this. This is just from Lazada. I think there's 1,000 pesos, And then we can check also online. We have a Batan barter community where people are also trying to barter certain gadgets. Maybe that's something that you guys can look at and see if there's an available gadget there that you might want to barter for. Or I would advise using headphones, Sir Jonathan.
In the light of practical use sa mga businesses, sir, can we share some examples daw ng kumbaga practical aside from kasi kung medyo corporate yung meeting, how about sa mga small or micro businesses? So
right now sa time of the pandemic, even before the pandemic, ang nasabi nga ng research ay 70% of our employees at least once a week work remotely. So right now everyone is working remotely or working from home. I believe we have people on the call right now who would probably agree with me. You're not able to meet with your employees. You're not able to meet with everyone on your team. But you still definitely want to be able to see them at least through a web conference platform. So let's say for a food retail company, at least at the start of the day, before they start their shifts, before they go and disinfect themselves and wear their PPEs, uh, maybe it's good for the owner, um, at the start at the morning, at the before they start their shifts or before they wear their masks and everything. You can have a web conference, at least 30 minutes, or maybe even maximizing 40 minutes na free, just to keep everyone on the same page. Parang magbabalitaan kayo. Like for us po sa Seido, kami po nila Edmer, we try to, nila Glyza, Edmer, and Kuya Rene, we try to update each other every day on things that we're going to do for the day, who we need help from, and accomplishments or achievements that we've had from the previous day. So just answering those 3 questions, and you do it through a webinar, at least very personal yung approach, hindi siya chat, hindi siya text message, it's actually verbally given. As business owners, I'm pretty sure you will agree that you are keeping engagement at a high level if you do that.
Those are the questions for now, sir.
Baka meron pa po tayo ibang mga tanong before we end our session. And we're not done yet, no? I think si Edmer may request siya from everyone.
So there'll be 2 last things. One is we will kindly request a photo opportunity with all our participants. So on that note, hingin po sana naming mag-on po tayo ng mga videos. Then, thank you, guys. Then finally, we'll kindly request an evaluation. Pakisagot po natin evaluation. But before that, there's another question from our DTI friend, Ma'am Nelin po, kay Director Nelin. How about security matters? How secure are we if we use Zoom? Related po ito dun sa incident na biglang may lumitaw during a conference.
That can happen, Ma'am Nelin. So, yun pong isang negative feedback sa Zoom. I think because it's also one of the newer IT companies around, hindi pa daw ganun ka-secure kung kanilang platform. But they are working very hard on it. I've been reading articles po na they're doing their best to keep their platform secure. And those are just isolated incidents. So, just like any IT company po that we are a customer of, caveat lang po. Ingat lang din po tayo sa ating paggamit ng teknolohiya. Dahil hindi nga natin alam kung kanino po nasa-share ang ating data o kanino nasa-share ang ating mga usap-usapin. So, maybe as a caveat, if it's, kung napaka-confidential po ng usapan, maybe it's not meant for a web conference. Yun po ang mahirap na yun, no? In this time of the pandemic. And if I am telling you that we have to use web conferencing, maybe there are certain items na baka hindi dapat dinadaan pa rin sa teknolohiya at kailangan idaan pa rin sa face-to-face meetings. So just be careful. This is meant for our convenience, not for our, not to hamper our operations and not to make us even more paranoid about technology. Just be careful. I think that's the best advice I could tell people on using something like Zoom. I hope that helps, Ma'am Nelly. So we've asked everyone to turn on their cameras. Is everyone on?
Thank you. So, may question po tayo from Ma'am Pamela.
Yes.
Do we have an idea? Or what, sir?
Yes,
do you have any idea how long this new normal will take? Since we have to invest on ACCS.
Sorry, what's the ACCS?
Yeah, I was actually asking Ma'am Pamela. Accessories, she means.
Oh, accessories. Oh, okay. I would not claim to be an expert on the pandemic, but just based on what I've read, if they're saying the vaccine comes out in January, then as business owners, I think it's proper that we don't imagine that that is already the end of the pandemic. It could be even longer than that. So we can expect an economic downturn from everything we're experiencing right now. It will have a longer term impact after even months or hopefully not longer than a year after. Pero yun nga po, it helps to be prepared. So just to buy accessories, I think for something like web conferencing, marami pong, ang maganda po na yun, daming cheaper alternatives. Hindi naman natin kailangan bumili ng mga Logitech o ng mga branded talaga na items. There are a lot of options right now we can use. So Edmer, can you orchestrate the picture? What are we supposed to do here? Do I stop the screen share?
I think yes, sir. For a while, I'll just set there. So we kindly invite everyone to be on their video po, so we can do a photo for the group.
Sabi po ni Ma'am Jilen, naka-off daw po yung camera nila. Nandun na daw po si Prestige.
Okay. So after the photo opportunity, we'll be hearing from Press H of the Inspire Incorporated. So everyone po na may mga...
Hindi po ma-open yung com nila.
Yeah, we'll just listen. We'll just hear from them na lang. I think there's Inspire. They're already there.
Yes,
So,
kaso wala po yung video.
So sina Ma'am Marisa,
Okay na daw po.
Si Sir Rene, can we invite the rest for a picture? So we'll be taking a print screen now in 3, 2, 1. And I'll just paste muna po sa file. I'll ask for one more po.
Dating gawin. One Bataan.
Dating gawin po. One Bataan. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Thank you po.
Harold, is your microphone working?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so we have on the call the president of Inspire. So ang Inspire po ang ating partner dito sa ating webinars with DTI. So sila po ang ating not just a technological partner but also they helped us in preparing the lineup of speakers for the coming 25 sessions. So Harold, maybe you could just say hi to the group.
Hi po, good afternoon, and sana magkatulong-tulungan pa po tayo sa technological advancement pa po na kailangan ng mga SMEs.
Thank you, Harold. So for our MSMEs, not just maybe something to consider, Harold is available. You can approach Inspire if you need guidance on certain ICT aspects of your businesses. So marami po yan silang services, products and services that they can share. I think we'll give time naman for other sessions where Harold will be able to discuss them with the community. So I'm going to share the screen again. Are there other questions from the group? Ang nice pala na ito, no? I can see everyone na.
Wala po, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna bring back the slide because we have a request from everyone before we end the session. We want your feedback. So I'll show slides on how to answer the feedback form. So on your devices po, can you please open this link? I think Edmer, have you shared the link? So this is https://tinyurl.com/DTI SMERA 2020 feedback. So
Sent on chat, sir.
Sent on chat. So it's on your chat room. You can just click the link. It will open a feedback form. This is the first screen that you should be able to see. So this is a client satisfaction survey. So because of our commitment to continually extend utmost service to our clients and stakeholders, your feedback is very important to us. Please take a moment to fill up this questionnaire so that we can better respond to your needs. Please be assured that all information shall be treated with strict confidentiality. So kung may asterisk po, ibig sabihin po ay required po yun. Hindi po magpo-progress yung form unless ma-fill up nyo po yun. So you can write your first name, your middle initial, and then your surname. And then your address, your contact number. And then for title and date of webinar, just choose web conferencing for MSMEs. And that is the first webinar option there. And then you hit next. So overall satisfaction, just give a rating. If you want to put comments, you just fill up that form. For the name of the facilitator, just write my name. Ayan po, Abul Khayr Alonto II. You can rate me. Don't worry, I won't see that. Effectiveness of the speaker, the mastery of the topic. You can write your comments, the ability to facilitate discussion. You write your comments. And then on program and methodology, the program flow. You can put your comments on the program flow, the program contents, and you can put comments on the program contents. And then the relevance and applicability of the topic. And after that, you just hit next. So for facilitator 2, blanco lang po yan. Wala tayong other facilitator. Just go to the bottom of the screen and hit next. And then on program management, give us a rating for the facilitation. Give us a rating for the venue. So the venue depends on where you are right now, no? So since we're on Zoom, just rate us in terms of how of the quality of the Zoom experience na lang po. Time allotted, give a rating for that. And then your comments. This is something I hope others will fill up, no? What are other training programs you would like to attend? So ito pong survey na to, mapupunta po ito sa DTI. So ang mga kasama po natin sa DTI will then be able to see what other training programs you are interested in, and also your other comments and suggestions on how we can improve our services. And then after that, you just hit submit and you are done with your feedback. So you can give me a thumbs up if you're done with the feedback. Thank you, BJ. Yes, we have a question from Yes, sir, we have a question. Yeah.
Sir
have to
Jonathan,
unmute you first.
po kayo.
Sir Jonathan, nakamute yan po.
Hindi, sabi niyo kasi thumbs up eh. Akala ko yun yung thumbs up. Raise hand pala. Sorry.
Raise hand. Okay. That's all right. Sorry, sir. So if everyone is done, all you have to do is just click submit. Tapos, marirecord na po yan. How's the recording, Glyza? Sa survey? Sa feedback form?
Okay naman po, sir.
Okay. So after that, before we end, we just want to invite everyone again. So we have a few more DTI SME Roving Academy webinars this month. We'll launch, or we will share the schedule for July in a few days. But for June po, we have these webinars coming up. So on Wednesday, actually 2 days from now, yung atin pong mga MSMEs that are doing food manufacturing, or even food retail, inimbita po namin kayo. We will have Miss Janelle Picones of SGS. She is the business manager of the food sector for SGS Philippines. This is on Wednesday, June 10, 2 to 4 p.m. So this will be about food safety essentials. And they will also share an angle on COVID-19, on how you can tackle the challenges of COVID-19 for your food business. So si SGS po ito on Wednesday, same time 2 to 4 p.m. and also through Zoom. So just to register, you just go back to, if you haven't registered yet, you just go to our link, tinyurl.com/DTI SMERA 2020. Or you can email us at investbalang@gmail.com or SMS 0906 377 4614 or call 047-237-0473 so that our guys here in Invest Balanga or in Seido can register you. So that's on Wednesday, no? Food safety essentials. And then next week, we will have on accounting naman po. So on financial literacy, we have a speaker from Mindanao. She will be doing the webinar through Zoom as well. But she will be in Cagayan de Oro for this. Ms. Maharlika Alonto will discuss the accounting equation. So this will be about the basics of accounting, basic concepts of accounting to help our MSMEs in improving their financial literacy. So this is on Wednesday, June 17, 2 to 4 p.m. Ms. Maharlika is a certified public accountant. She graduated from UP Diliman, and she's now the president of Development Advisory Group Philippines. And she took her master's in the University of Reading in the United Kingdom. So she has a master's in investment banking and Islamic finance. So on June 19 naman po, we will again have Ms. Maharlika to discuss financial statements. So this is also about improving financial literacy. So she'll talk about the basic financial statements such as income statement or yung P&L, ang ating balance sheet at pati cash flow statement. So magtuturo po siya on how we can learn how to use or understand these basic financial statements. So karamihan po kasi, even from my experience, most of the entrepreneurs that I talk to, hanggang P&L lang po ang binabantayan. So mas mainam that we know what a balance sheet is, and we also know how to manage our cash flow. Ang sabi nga nila, cash is king. So if you know your cash flow statement, you know your cash position, you'll be able to be more flexible. You'll be able to know what is lacking immediately in your business, and definitely in this time of the pandemic. So that's on Friday, June 19, 2 to 4 p.m. next week. On June 24 naman po, we have our friend from the ICMC, the hospital administrator for ICMC, Ms. Mel Karasig. She's also a CPA with other credentials to her name. She will be talking about cost management naman po. The title is Managing Cost and Profit. So this is on Wednesday, June 24, 2 to 4 p.m. She will help us understand the basic principles or basic tips also on cost management. So vast pong experience ni Ms. Mel. She's also a very able consultant also that we have collaborated with, especially with Inspire. So we look forward to that on Wednesday, June 24, 2020. That's all. And then on June 26, Friday, also at 2 p.m., we welcome back to Balanga through a webinar though, Mr. Rac Leo. So Mr. Rac Leo is our colleague in JCI Philippines. So he's from JCI Makati. He's the CEO of the new agency. He's a design thinking facilitator, a design sprint master, and a creative director. So what he will be discussing is how our MSMEs can design their collaterals, their marketing materials online. So he will do this all online. Ang ating pong mga MSMEs ay manonood sa kanya and teach you a platform that you can use even on your laptops or even in your cell phones or smartphones, to design graphics. So you don't have to be a Photoshop editor. You don't have to be a graphics designer. You can just use a certain app that he will be sharing on Friday, June 26. So there's a free version for that app and there's a paid subscription as well. Pero I've asked Rock to share with us how to use the free version for the purpose of discussion. So that's on June 26, Friday, designing your collaterals online. So again, if you want to register for any of these programs or these webinars, please just go to tinyurl.com/DTI SMERA 2020 to register, and we will send you the registration invite or the webinar invite. And finally, we have handouts ready. You just go to this link. Ed, can you share the link on the chat?
Okay, sir, I'll send.
So this link, tinyurl.com/DTI SMERA 2020, handout 1. It will be basically just our slides for today, and it's a guide that you can use for your own benefit on registering on Zoom and also using web conference as a tool for your business. Have you shared it, Ed?
Yes, sir. Send at the chat room.
Okay. So we won't end the session yet. So if there are certain things you need to get from the chat room, please get them now, because once I end the meeting, the chat room will not be available to you. So on behalf of everyone, Ma'am Nelin, we want to thank you for joining us for this afternoon. May we hear something from Ma'am Nelin to close our session? Ma'am, nakamute pa wata.
Hello everyone. No,
Hello,
just
hello.
like siguro naman po, marami kayong natutunan na. Actually, hindi ako umalis dito ng for 2 hours. Talaga pinakinggan ko si Sir Kyrie. And ako mismo natuto kasi I'm using my cellphone and gusto ko nga palitan ko ng background. So yung virtual background pala, hindi siya mag-work talaga sa cellphone ko. Yung aking kind of cellphone. At nakakatuwa dahil diniscuss mo, sir, yung different platforms na yung merong Zoom, meron ng Teams, and meron nga sa Google. So maraming choices yung ating mga MSMEs na para makakonect sila doon sa ating mga kasama o sa kanilang mga employees. So talagang ito po ay parang all-out support natin, both from DTI, Senyo, SEDO, Inspire, JCI Bataan, and of course, yung kay si Mayor, thank you so much for your cooperation and yung partnership with us. So maraming salamat, all for the love of Bataeños. So sana yung ating mga SMEs natuto rin at nakinig ng gusto dahil ito po, kung mapupuna po ninyo, ginagawa namin every 2 to 4. Ibig sabihin, tapos na yung ginawa natin sa morning, hindi na tayo busy. So it's time for us to learn something new, all about businesses. So it's free, di ba? Binibigyan natin ito ng libre sa ating mga SMEs at kami na po yung bahala doon kung anumang cost meron to. Pero dahil ang gusto namin, kayo po mga SMEs na to, ay talaga makapasitate po namin at sabi nga natin walang iwanan dahil gusto namin matuto kayo during this time of pandemic, hindi po pwede na. Kailangan pwede na yung ating gagawin. Maraming mga opportunities na lumabas, no? And we hope na yung mga opportunities na to ay magamit natin para matuto tayo, lumago pa, madagdagan pa yung ating paglago sa ating economy. So thank you so much and we hope na yung ating mga SMEs na to, makasama natin sa mga series, ang gaganda ng mga topics at saka ang gagaling ng mga speakers, no? So a little, ang tawag doon, time to invest, 2 hours. What is 2 hours? Yung learnings naman, boundless, no? So we hope na mag-take sila ng time para mag-grab yung opportunity to. Again, maraming salamat sa inyong mga kapatid. Sir BJ, thank you so much. I saw you sa ating mga MSMEs, kay Sir Kyrie, Ed, JCI, Bataan, Inspire. Ma'am Ronette, thank you so much.
Hindi po, ma'am.
Po, si kay Mayor. So maraming po salamat. We hope to see you again.
Yes.
And we hope to, yes, siguro hindi lang siya yung 25 SMERA seminars. More than that, marami pa kasi pa-seminar si DTI, di po ba? So now is the time talaga na talagang tulungan natin yung ating mga SMEs na makatayo sa kanilang mga paa and fully capacitate them para tumayo na sila kung anumang hindi naging maganda sa kanilang mga businesses. Sabi nga, ang learning naman yan ay continuous process yan, so di ba? So we hope na makasama natin ulit sila. So again, thank you so much and good afternoon. God bless everyone.
God bless po. Thank you, Ma'am Nelin, for those warm words. So again, thank you everyone for joining us for the past 2 hours. So in behalf of Mayor Francis Garcia, the rest of the team in City Hall, from Ma'am Nelin, we want to thank you. I think we have a question actually. Yes, Ed.
Yeah, Sir H will be providing a message also for this webinar.
Oh, Harold. So Harold is the president of Inspire. So they helped us craft this program for DTI. So Press Harold, please go ahead.
Sir, nag-message po siya sa inyo.
Oh.
Bali, may kausap na po kasi si Sir H.
Wait.
So while Sir Kerry is looking for the message sent to us by Inspire, we kindly request din po lahat, sana po ma-send nyo po or ma-share yun pong ating Invest Balanga Facebook page. Sabi nga po, at this time of pandemic, magkatulungan po. So yung pong mga kasama natin, kilala nating mga businessmen, business people po. Hopefully you can share it at your wall para po, yun nga po, napakalaking bagay po nung partnership natin kina Ma'am Nelly sa DTI, yung pong mahigit 20, so about 25 seminars. Sana po mas marami pa tayong talagang ma-invite din sa seminar.
Sir Ed, if I may, gusto ko lang po iparating ulit na ang difference lang po natin ngayon yung physical, di po ba? Pero yung pagbibigay natin, the usual, yung ating certificate of participation, we will also do that, di po ba? Am I right? No? Merong certificate of participation doon din sa mga umattend ngayon ng session natin and thereafter. So, yun po yung pangkapo natin. Need po nila kasi yun. So, thank you.
Yes, on that note, Ma'am Nelin, the certificate of participation will be sent if we receive the feedback. So requirement po natin is the feedback. Kung natapos nyo na po yung survey kanina, we'll be preparing your certificates of participation. Since nasa Zoom din po tayo, ma'am, we'll be sending it also by electronic. No?
Yes.
So we'll be emailing po the certificates of participation once we receive your feedback form.
Okay.
So abangan, if we cannot do it today, we'll definitely do it tomorrow po.
Okay. So
thank you, Ma'am Nelin. Yes, ma'am. To everyone, I have a statement here from Press Harold of Inspire. So I beg your indulgence, babasahin ko lang po on his behalf, no? So this is from Harold Macapagal of Inspire. We have appreciated the engagement and candor that you all have contributed to this webinar. This webinar has been proactive in coming to grips with important changes taking place around the world due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Most businesses and other entities now have a different grasp of technology as we embrace the new normal. We have gained a better understanding about the challenges met upon us, brought about by this pandemic to our local businesses. Lots of changes and leaning more towards technology to run businesses, just to be sure that social distancing and minimum health protocols are being observed. This webinar has enlightened us on the ways and means on how to make MSMEs great again, even in the time of COVID-19. We hope that everyone who participated will truly appreciate and be able to practice what we learned in this webinar. We wish everyone success and thank you for your participation and cooperation. So thank you, Harold. So again, thank you, Madam Nelin. Thank you, everyone from DTI. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to my team, Edmer, Glyza, and Kuya Rene. Thank you to our audience, Press BJ, Ma'am Ronette, Sir Serge, Sir Jonathan, and everyone else on the call and the audience in Facebook Live. If you have any questions po for Seido, just reach us out on Facebook at Invest Balanga, or you can visit us at the Balanga City Hall. You can call us 047-237-0473 or 0906-377-4614 or email us at investbalanga@gmail.com. So we hope to see you guys for the next edition on Wednesday for Food Safety Essentials. So maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day.
Thank you. Good day.